Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you a one-sheet wonder. You may have seen this card that I made, and I made four. I did some bulk making, and I made this in all the different in colours, the 2018-2020 in colours. And this strip I took from a 6x6, and then I looked at what was left over and thought, oh, I could do a one-sheet wonder. So I ended up making 5 cards out of a 6x6 sheet and using the Painted Poppies stamp set. So stay tuned and I'll show you how I did it. So we've cut, that is the width of my normal first mat, which is 3 7/8, and that's 2 1/4, and this is what we're left at, the 6x6 sheet. So I thought we could cut 2-inch strips off what's left. So this is 3 3/4, because it's had 2 1/4 cut off it. So if we cut down at 2 inches, we'll get 3 nice strips. And then we have this little bit here, which measures 2 1/8 by 2 1/4. 2 1/8 by 2 1/4. So I thought we could use these to make 4 cards, so we get 5 cards out of a 6x6 sheet. And I'm going to use the other images in this set to do it, so that they're all based around the painted poppies. So I've got all my card blanks and my mats cut out. Got all the elements, practically everything. I just haven't mounted that leaf, which I may yet do. And I'm going to have a little play around. So I thought, a bit like the original card, that I would do a sort of a topper that would go. So I'm gonna stamp these images and then think about how I'm going to fill them in. So I'm going to just stamp them over this bit of Whisper White. So I am just playing and just sort of creating as I go. So not really sure how it's going to end up. Might do 2 of these. Bring in my chamois, give that a good wipe to get as much as that stays on off as possible. Do this a couple of times because I'm going to try it, a couple of different effects, I think, with it. And I'm going to do the leaf. Because I think that might look nice on its own. That's better. I didn't like the way that stamped there. And then my thoughts were I might do the sort of field of poppies. Let's move that out the way a sec. Along this, just bring in a bit of scrap. and it doesn't go all the way across, so I'm going to have it so the stems are slightly off the bottom. And then sort of join it up there. Like so. Thought that's quite nice. I wish that had stamped better. Might do that again on another one. It's quite a nice look. So just sort of lining it up at the bottom there. I'm not getting really over the top of this, so that's pretty good. Got a little bit of a, not done very well there. Might do one this way round. Just need a bit at that end. Fill it in. I like that. That's working for me. Have I got another one? I do. I might leave one plain. Actually, so I could now watercolour them all. I'll do in splatters. Let me get the lid on that before I have an accident. So I did that so it was the same colour. Could do that again. I might do that on some, and I might not on others. Now we've got different ways. I'm going to bring this back in, move these out of the way a sec. So we've got this sort of effect, which stamps like that. Which I quite like as a bit of a background. I'm going to put that over one of these, like so. Gonna do a splatter. On this one, I think. Oh, I quite like that on the leaves. That was my thought. That's quite a good look, I think. And I might put it on this one. So I think that's quite a good look. And my other thoughts were to use it across the poppies. So we've got a bit of colour going across the page like that. Anybody else think of the flake advert when they think of this, especially when you're doing splatters? That's all I keep thinking. Only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate. That is what goes through my mind ever since I started doing this sort of kind of watercolour effect. And you know, I'm not going to do anything different. I think I'm going to do this splatter. On there. And then to be a bit different on the other one, do I want to be different on the other one? Just wondered. If I take this little one, just gives you a little bit of a different look. That was what I thought. And then I thought, like I did before, I could use some of the stitch frames to cut them out to put on top of the cards. Let's get them out of the way. I might add some other things when we start putting it together. So I'm going to get, so I've got some stitch rectangles, and I think a rectangle for that leaf would be quite nice. What's the bigger one like? Yeah, so I might use that one for that one. I think these ones probably need the squares. Let me find them. So I'll get my stitched squares here. Yeah, so I think the second largest on that one. Second smallest on that one. Right, so I'll get them cut out and see how that looks. Ooh. Oval. Could do an oval, actually. And that one, maybe so. Circle. I think I'll stick with a square, actually, but I might do the oval on that one. Right, so we'll get them cut out. So I've cut those out and I've sort of laid them down a bit, and I thought, oh, maybe some more die cutting. So this little square will just about fit in this stitched square, or you can cut it down to a square if you haven't got the stitched square. And I thought it might be quite nice to emboss that maybe in the scripty, so gonna do that. These little strips will cut out with the largest of this sort of second section of rectangular dies. They will just fit in that, so I thought I might cut all three of those out like that, so that they will reflect the stitching around that. And that was kind of some thoughts I had on this one. Did too many, and then we can just put a sentiment at the bottom of these, and this one can have a sentiment on here somewhere. So I'm going to get that bit of die cutting and embossing done and come back. So that's all of the die cutting done, so now I just need to stick them down, and then we will add a sentiment. So I'm going to get that all stuck down, but I'll do it speeded up. Seemed to have, the camera ran out of battery whilst I was just doing the sentiments, so you didn't miss much. I'll stamp one again just in case you're new to me and you haven't seen me make these punch outs smaller. So I'm going to do the hello again, like so. Give that a little bit of a squidge on there, move those out of the way now. And I'm using the classic label punch, and I'm just punching it like so, and then you go back in, push it up to where you want it. I want it up a bit more. Something in there stopping it. It's because I keep knocking it against there. I'll push it in that way. Get it to where we want it. Punch. And that's how we make it smaller. And then we want to make the green mat around it smaller as well. So do exactly the same thing. Push it in there. We'll go that way until we're about where we want it. Maybe a tad smaller. And then I'll muck that one up. Let's try again. I might just do, because I don't have to have a full one. Just because the camera's rolling now, it's just not playing ball, is it? There we go. And then that makes it a little bit smaller for that to go on there. So I'm doing 2 happy birthdays and a thanks and a hello. I quite like the little hellos. They're quite useful if you just want to send someone a little card, show me thinking of you, them even. Right, so I'm going to use some dimensionals on these. So I'll stick these ones together. I've not matted the happy birthday ones because I'm sticking them so that they're half over the green and half over the white, so I didn't think they needed it. Really? Let's do this one. Haven't stuck down the top bits yet because I was going to pop them up. So that's how I get slightly smaller sentiment. So I'm going to put dimensionals over all these ready to go on, so I'll do that a little bit faster. So that's the 4 cards finished. So I just changed my mind there and just had it, I wanted it to overlap, so I took the dimension off that one. And then these 2 are the same basically, just different ways of stamping there. I think I prefer the splatters myself. What do you think? I do think the splatters are better. and then there's a nice little hello, and then of course we've got the things to go on the inside, and so it'd be quite nice if we had a little bit of stamping on the inside just to finish them off. So I've got my stamps. I'm going to do the same ones on the inside to match the outside. So I want to do a stamp off and a stamp on. So we'll do this one. So I'll have that on the inside. And then we've got two with this. And then one with the leaf, which is this way on. And that's that. And then I might do some splatters on it as well. I think it's worth the effort. To finish it off, and then I can always do the same on the envelope. So I'll just get these all stuck down. So there we have it, basically a one sheet wonder with the lovely painted poppies and sentiments from varied vases, using one 6x6 sheet and two ink pads to create these 5 cards. So, oops, hope you liked that. All the details will be on my blog, nigezza.co.uk, and there'll be a link coming up there. Please like and subscribe. Please go and explore some more. Okay, bye for now.